Here is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for this Friday, September 30th. Just a reminder, tomorrow's briefing will be the last fire weather webcast of this fire season. We will start to produce smoke briefings online on this same link Mondays and Fridays during the off-season. Looking at our fire impacts, we do have some impacts to be concerned about. Most areas, nothing significant, but later this afternoon for a few hours, we may see a combination of borderline critical winds and low humidity across western Nevada. There has not been any lightning out here, something that would cause starts, but for a human-caused start, fuels are borderline, grasses are dry. It'll be a short window. We decided not to issue high risk, but there's just a kind of a heads up out here for western Nevada. One last hurrah, possibly for our fire season. If we look at our past 24 hours, precipitation on the left, we did have some light showers across northeastern portions of Nevada and parts of Utah, and especially southern and central areas of Idaho, pushing eastwards into Wyoming. No significant issues through there. Also had some rains down all the way into the Arizona Strip, and on the right-hand side, quite a bit of lightning. Of course, most of this, I just put all of it, was with precipitation. So, except for a couple of strikes out here across central Nevada, if you go to the left, nothing really reached the ground through here, but fields here still fairly moist. We'll have to wait and see as the breezes kick up whether we get any starts from out of these strikes. Unlikely, but weirder things have happened. Observed precipitation. Past 7 days, you can see where we've been significantly wet, where we've had season-ending rains. Wherever you see the green or dark blue shade, which covers most of Idaho, good portion of Utah, and parts of northeastern Nevada. It's this western portion of Nevada, both on the 7 days and the past 30 days, where we do have concerns that with breezy, dry conditions, there is the possibility of a fire developing for at least a short period of time during the afternoon hours. Our current ERC fuel conditions you can see on the western Nevada side. This is where they're the driest, and they're not critically dry. These yellows you see here are 50th to 70th percentile. We see this stuff midsummer and we're like, nah, there's no problems going on. But these are the driest, and some of, we see a couple of 70th percentiles through here. So some stuff is approaching the 70th percentile. So we'll see how that plays out with the cured grasses and the low live fuel moisture out through here. But elsewhere, as you head further east, very quickly things become below the 50th percentile and fairly benign. So look at our satellite imagery. We have quite a bit on the map. We have a deep low pressure area over the Ohio Valley, more of a wintertime system, but it's blocking the movement of weather systems further to the west. We have lots of subtropical moisture pushing up out of Mexico, but it's staying to our south. Just some leading edge of showers across the Arizona Strip into parts of Utah. There is a front, actually two pieces of a front pushing through Idaho right now with some light showers, all in advance of a deep low pressure area now just off the Pacific Northwest, which will bring increasing winds, as you see by the tightness of these height lines, but also increasing humidity and a better chance of showers, especially across northern areas as we go into the weekend and early next week. So look at today's weather map. On the left-hand side, we look at developing low pressure pushing down from British Columbia. We see tightening winds, height lines through here, so the winds will be increasing across California and western Nevada. The humidity is kind of low, not critically dry. I'd be more concerned if we saw this brownish color through here punching in. It looks like that won't quite time right for us, maybe more for California. That's why they have high risk for winds through there. You can see that our fire potential really not quite as critical through here. We are borderline critical here across northwest Nevada, but in reality, a lot of stations there are more maybe in the yellow. We'll see how that plays out. Elsewhere, just high pressure hanging on. If we take a look at both our winds and relative humidity for later this afternoon, you can see on the left-hand side the winds are a concern. A lot of these purplish shades are gusts of 35, 40 miles per hour. And on the right-hand side, humidity 14%, 11%. So conceivably out here in the Sierra front, there could be some issues for a short period of time, but there are also pockets of higher humidity here in the yellow, which are more in the 20 to 25% range. So we've decided not to go with high risk through here, but just to highlight that there is a concern through here, maybe for, if there is an ignition, maybe for a brief period of time for a fire to make some runs, if it starts. And then on Saturday, on the left-hand side, we do notice a punch of much drier air does push into a good portion of the western Great Basin. in advance of deeper moisture under this deep low pushing into the Pacific Northwest. Our fire potential on the right-hand side. However, when we look at the winds on Saturday, there's going to be a lull according to the model. The winds out here, half of what they would be this afternoon. The greenish shade are gusts of 15 to 20, maybe a few pockets of 25 miles per hour. Most likely due to increasing cloud cover, which is going to limit the mixing of the winds down to the surface. You can see on the humidity front, humidity is quite dry, but the winds tomorrow not quite as big of a concern. Now as we go to Sunday, low pressure deepens and gets centered over northern California. You can see this green here poking into northwestern Nevada. So on the right-hand side, you see any browns go to yellow. We don't have a concern anymore for Sunday, despite any winds that might be occurring. Humidity will be significantly higher. We can see that through here that the winds do pick up a bit across western Nevada, and especially across eastern Nevada and southern Utah. We can see here in our first area concern, Nevada, humidity levels are more in the upper teens to low 20s. The driest area is actually across central and southern Nevada, down here in Vegas's area. So maybe some concerns through there. I'll have to take a closer look at it. But again, once you get into Utah, humidity is considerably higher, and of course our fuels are considerably more moist as well. Precipitation during the next 3 days, from today, Friday, to Monday morning. You can see that across western Nevada, they do get a couple hundredths of an inch. More significantly, putting more nails in the coffin here across a good portion of Utah and into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming, 1/4 to a 1/2 inch amounts, local pockets of even more precipitation. And then going further down the road on Monday, that low centered right over the central portion of the Great Basin. Lots of high humidity for a lot of our areas. Our fire potential goes downhill. Then go to Tuesday, still lingering moisture through here. Another low approaching the Pacific Northwest. Wednesday, that low tracks across. We have lots of moisture across Idaho with showers, dry and fairly breezy across the southern half of the Great Basin, but still fuels and fire potential down there very slow to recover. And on Thursday, seasonable conditions, weak high pressure trying to build in, but more moisture pushing it off the Pacific into the Pacific Northwest. And our fire potential remains fairly low as we look at almost a week from now. Our total 7-day precipitation, you can see how it really piles up across eastern Idaho and western Wyoming again. Some of that will be in the form of snow above maybe 6,000 feet or so. And the amounts here are over 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and even down here into the Uintas and northern Wasatch as well. And then if we look further down the road, as we go into the second week of October, no major concerns that would bring us back into any fire-type activity. Near normal temperatures, and normal for early to mid-October means nothing really going on, and precipitation actually wetter than normal across the northern half of the Great Basin, a little bit drier than normal across the south. So just a reminder for everyone, this last webcast will actually be tomorrow, Saturday, October 1st, and after that we go into our off-season format where instead of this fire weather webcast, we do a weather webcast on Mondays and Fridays, more for planning purposes, planning for prescribed burning. So it has a little bit of what we see here now, but some different parameters in terms of mixing heights and transport winds. And the smoke webcast will begin this coming Monday on this same link. Thank you and have a great day.